Good afternoon. This is Clint Wallace with In the Office with Scott and Wallace. I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday and that you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend. If you're a Florida State fan like I am, you probably stayed up a little late last night and had a slow start to the morning, especially since the team didn't play so well. But Coach Taggart's got some work to do, but I'm confident he'll get the job done. We're going to go for our weekly tip in here and find Robert. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Clint, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Pretty sad about the Noel yesterday, huh?
All right, yeah. Got some work to do.
We do. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about, again, continuing our theme, talking about car accident cases, which is something that we focus on here at Scott and Wallace. I want to talk to you a little bit about one law that's different between Florida and Georgia. As you know, we have offices in both states. And so I want to talk to you about what we call in Florida the permanency threshold. And this is a product of the no-fault statute in Florida, which sets forth, our no-fault law, or the PIP statute is what we call it. But in Florida, in order to be awarded non-economic damages, you or your lawyer has to prove that you suffered a permanent injury. And the statute lays out certain things that are a permanent injury. Of course, death, dismemberment, scarring, stuff that's very, very serious. But we deal with cases every day where someone may be seriously injured and it's not completely visible. And so how do you prove permanency? Well, luckily the statute does set forth what we call a catch-all provision, and that is if a doctor or chiropractor testifies within a reasonable degree of medical probability that your injury will be permanent, then that is a threshold injury and you can rightfully ask a jury to award you non-economic damages. And that's very important because anyone who's been injured in any way, but staying on a car accident, knows that when you have to go to the doctor and you have to get routine treatment, you have pain and suffering, and so we want to, as your lawyer, we want to seek those types of damages for our clients. So along those lines, one of the things I guess to kind of lead into the Tuesday tip is that I think from a health standpoint, but also from a purely legal standpoint, it's very important if you're injured in an accident, you're having ongoing symptoms, that you seek what I would say is, continual or routine medical treatment. We want, as your lawyer, we want to document your injuries, and we want to be able to show the insurance company how you've had to go to treatment, what your symptoms are. Those types of things are very important in proving permanency, and something your doctor will want as well. No doctor is going to give an opinion about permanency if they've seen you one time. So if you're injured in an accident, don't try to tough it out. Make sure you get routine treatment and equip yourself to get better. And from a purely legal standpoint, allow us or whoever you retain to pursue those non-economic damages for you.
Okay, thanks, Robert. That's good advice. You flip this thing around here. How to do the camera a little bit better on our fourth installment here. We're going to walk back here to Matt. Robert gave us the personal injury tip of the week, and Matt's going to give us the labor and employment law tip of the week. So let's go find Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Clint.
I'm going to flip it.
How's everybody doing?
Good. I'm going to flip it around so everybody can see you. All right, here's Matt. Matt, you got an employment and labor law tip of the week for us.
I was going to talk since the last couple of weeks we talked about just basic employment law stuff. I was maybe going to give you some advice on workers' compensation.
Okay.
Workers' compensation, with few exceptions, covers any type of injury that you sustain while you're on the job. Florida statute lays out the guidelines for workers' compensation, and it's intended to be the means of which we would address issues that arise, injuries on the job. The first and most important thing is within 30 days of sustaining your injury, you need to report your injury to your employer. Once you report your injury, that will get the workers' compensation ball rolling, for lack of a better term. Once you report it to your employer, they have 7 days to report to their carrier. Then the carrier has 3 days to send you an information packet. So if you sustain an on-the-job injury and you report it to your employer, Within 10 days of reporting that to your employer, you should receive an informational brochure along with an accident report detailing all of your rights and abilities under coverage of the workers' compensation laws.
Okay, that's good advice, Matt. And as always, if anybody has an injury that they've suffered on the job and have questions about whether or not they have a case, they can call you and talk to you for free, right?
Of course. And the workers' compensation laws are mandatory for on-the-job injuries. So if you run into a situation where an employer is refusing to report your incident, that's a big no-no on the employer's part. And you should probably contact an attorney, probably us, immediately.
Okay. And then one other thing, a question that we lots of times get from people that have workers' comp cases is, can my employer fire me if I bring a workers' comp case?
You're actually not allowed to terminate an employee because they exercise their right to workers' compensation protection. If an employer terminates you because you go forward with a workers' compensation claim, then you should also contact us, because that would be another claim that you have against your employer, a form of retaliation.
Okay, great. Thanks, Matt. And so if anybody has any let me flip it back around. If anybody has any questions about any employment, labor law, workers' compensation issues, call Matt and he can answer anything that you have. We're going to keep it a little bit shorter today. This is our tips for the week. I hope everybody has a great week. If you are on Facebook tomorrow, 8 a.m., we're going to do a big announcement, and you'll see something big. We're partnering with Leon County School Board, and ultimately, I've got it flipped sideways, they're telling me. I don't know how I always manage to do that, but all right. Well, we won't try to figure out the video interest because he's all right. So now here we go. So tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock on Facebook Live. If you're partnered with Leon, or if you're a Facebook friend of Leon County School Board, we've got something big that we're doing with them that we're really proud about. So you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks.